We have a first date field report titled Cold Approach and a First Date. So this guy is in the cold approach community, I guess. So they go out on the streets, meet women they've never met before, tell them that they think they're pretty, and try and, yeah, progress it to a date, which I respect. Did go through that phase of my life walking around London, stopping women in the street and saying how pretty they look, and yeah, it was great for improving my confidence and putting myself out there, but it was quite time consuming, and I did feel like a bit of an idiot walking around the streets of London by myself. But the key part of cold approach is you kind of want to integrate it into your normal life. So if you're at a coffee shop, you see this cute girl and you start a conversation. So that's the type of cold approach you want to bring into your life. Thankfully, I don't have to do that anymore because I got a lovely girlfriend. But it's important just to have general conversations, whether it be a woman or a man, just to keep up that confidence and improve your social skills. So this guy says he was a virgin until 25 and had my first serious relationship that lasted 9 months. After the breakup, which was caused by my neediness and insecure attachment, I wanted to learn about seduction, specifically cold approach. So I guess he lost his manhood a bit later in life, but obviously he did a good job because it ended up in a 9 year relationship. Sorry, 9 month relationship. But he has noted that he was quite needy and he had this insecure attachment style. So at least he's been able to review how he was and see where he went wrong, and now he wants to improve. So credit to him. So the approach, it had been raining the whole week, and this was the first day. The weather was beautiful, so I decided to go to the lakeside park next to my home and enjoy the sunset. Very nice. I sat at a picnic table by myself and started to journal. I saw this girl by herself on a blanket on the grassy field. As I thought about approaching, I felt my heart start pounding and racing. Yeah, there's no feeling quite like it. Every guy knows that. You know, approaching a woman that you never met before, that you find attractive, it is scary. But just remember, our ancestors, men stormed the beaches of Normandy with MG42 fire raining down on them. That's much more scary. So approaching a woman should be easy mode, but we all know it is difficult. Credit to this guy for making the approach. Even if it ends badly or she has a bad reaction, which is rare, it's rare for a woman to have a bad reaction. The worst she can say is she's not interested or she has a boyfriend. So credit to this guy for making or taking action, I should say. I continued to journal for a few minutes while taking deep breaths to try and relax. Bro, you just got to make that approach within the first few seconds, or it's going to eat you up and you'll end up not doing it. I looked at the beautiful sky, the sunset, and the clouds, and reminded myself of how my life is short and these worries were insignificant. Yeah, very well said. I packed up my stuff and walked up to her from the side. I used a direct opener. Hey, how's it going? I thought you were really cute and I wanted to come and say hi. Perfect. That's literally the line I used to use. um, it turned out that she and her boyfriend had just broken up 30 minutes ago and she was in the middle of crying. Yeah, sometimes that is the perfect time to approach. She's angry at her boyfriend, she's lonely, she's upset. That's when you swoop in and try and steal a guy's girl. Um, I told her that I knew she just broke up. I didn't know, but that I would love to grab a drink with her. She laughed and asked me to put my number in her phone. I then had her text me so I'd have her number. So this would be a perfect rebound. You don't want to get into a long-term relationship with a girl who literally just broken up with her boyfriend because it's still very fresh in her mind, and her ex-boyfriend's still probably going to be in her life. But if you just want to casually date and have fun, absolutely fine. But if you think this is going to go anywhere long-term, you're kidding yourself, bro. We talked for 10 minutes afterwards and then left because the park was closing. Maybe you could have went on a date there and then. Take her to get a drink now. Why not? Because the longer you leave it, the longer the ex-boyfriend's probably going to come back into her life. So it's all right planning a date in a few days' time, but a lot can change in those few days. So if you're both there in front of each other, go for a date now. I didn't hug her goodbye, but I wish I did. I could have teased her that she looked sad and in need of a hug because of her breakup. Yeah, that would have been good, but yeah, try and go for that physical intimacy. Why not? You had the balls to approach her in person, have the balls to give her a kiss, see if she likes you. She likes you, she'll kiss you back. The text. I texted her right after that I wanted to check out a new local brewery. Asked if she was free on a specific date at time. She agreed and did not text further. I think you text her a bit too soon. I'd say give it 2 or 3 days to keep her wondering, keep her questioning. But hey, he texted her first, whatever. Um, but they didn't text further. So that's good. So at least he didn't over text her before the first date. Didn't text her out of liking you and keep some of that mystery. She ended up sending me a confirmation text the day off. Very good sign. It shows that she just wanted to make sure it's still going ahead. She's obviously excited and thinking about it. Good start so far. The first day, she got there a minute before I did, so she already paid for a drink. I ordered mine separately. Good sign, she's on time and she bought her own drink. Fantastic. We sat outside at a 4-seat table, so we're at an angle instead of facing across. Always good to sit next to your girl, because if you sit across from her, it feels like you're in an interview and you can't get close to her and have that physical touch. Chatted for an hour or so, then I suggested that we go for a walk at a place down the street. We drove there separately and then went walking around. So with these drinking places, you want it to be like kind of lightly lit. You want it to be quite romantic, maybe a sofa so you can get close and get romantic. Don't think you really want to be sitting outside or like a coffee shop because it doesn't create any sexual tension. I got nothing wrong with going to another area because you want to go to multiple areas on a first date so it feels like multiple dates in one. I don't think the logistics is great where you both have to drive separately to somewhere. If you want to go for a walk somewhere next to the bar you're at, not, you know, don't have to drive there. So I don't like that, but hey. Chatted for an hour or so. I already read that. I tried to bump into her while walking, pulling her towards me when something teasing her or funny said, and then we sat on a couch outside. I was able to put my arm around her while talking. Okay, great. He's trying to make it a bit more physical. Some light-hearted bumping into each other. All good techniques, and it's not like she's pushed you away or anything. Hopefully he's going to lead up to that kiss to seal the date. Our faces were really close at one point, and we were both looking at each other's mouths because the conversation led to a topic of comparing how white our teeth were. Clearly I missed the opportunity to kiss her there. Yeah, hopefully you get another opportunity. During the second part of the day, she also brought up multiple times about pets. She mentioned about the weather forecast and next week was rainy. Looking back, I should have tried to invite myself over either that day or for a second day, but asking to meet her animals or using the bad weather as an excuse to meet her at home, but I didn't. You don't need to organise a second date while you're still on the first date. That's a terrible idea, but you're on the first date right now. Grab her and kiss her. Say how beautiful she looks. You said that on the first date that you found her pretty. Say how pretty she is. Play with her. Say how soft those lips look while you're talking about her teeth. Bring up the lips and go for the kiss. She suggested that we leave because it was getting late and we both had things to do the next morning. Yeah, you don't want to drag out the date. You've got to work much faster than this, because she's getting bored. She's already thinking about what she has to do the next day, which is probably stressing her out. Go for the kiss. Get that physical intimacy ball rolling. We went back to our cars and I asked her if I could kiss her after we hugged. The first kiss was awkward and kind of a fail, but then we tried again for another one and that was pretty good. I said this in a previous video. I don't think there's anything wrong with asking for a kiss, but it's the way you say it. Asking for a kiss in this way is kind of like, oh, Your Majesty, please may I kiss those lips? Do I have your permission? You could say something like, oh, those lips look so good. Can I kiss them now, or should we kiss now or later? I don't know, something a bit more cheeky. Um, but yeah, at least you kissed her. At least you caused that physical intimacy, and you're not giving out the friendship vibe. So at least you did it. But I think the way you did it was a bit clunky. She then referenced some event we had discussed earlier that she would like to go together. Okay, so she obviously still likes this guy and she wants to meet up with him again. Good sign. He hasn't, put her off just yet. I texted the details of that event, which was in 2 weeks, so a bit too far. You do need to see her sooner. I said I also wanted to see her sooner. Mistake, too needy. She hearted the message but didn't reply. Well, it depends when you told her about meeting sooner. Was this like still on the day of the first day or a day after? I think you need to leave a few days after the first day to create that mystery. But again, it is, yeah, coming across as a bit too needy. You just want to see her all the time. And again, bro, you got to remember she's just came out of a relationship that just broke off. This guy's probably still in her life. They're probably still messaging. She's not ready for a relationship yet, and maybe you're giving off that relationship vibe. You want to keep it fun, you want to keep it mysterious, and you want to go at her pace because she's just left a relationship. Follow her pace, take your time and have fun. Be her sense of enjoyment because she's going through some tough times at the moment. After a few days, I sent another text proposing a date idea with a date and time. She responded saying she had plans with friends, but that sounds fun. No offer to reschedule. Okay, you've tried again, never message her again now. You've given her two opportunities to meet up, and she hasn't given you another date to reschedule, so she's just not interested, bro. She might come back because she'll remember that you had the balls to meet her in person while there was a sunset. That's really romantic. She wants to tell all her friends about that because that's probably never happened to her before. She's never had a guy approach her before, sober, outside at a park with a sunset. So you have that going for you. You've kissed her lips. She obviously is physically attractive to you and she feels safe around you to meet up with you. But now just give her time. She's probably sorting things out with her ex-boyfriend, and it wouldn't surprise me if she comes back into your life. Just don't message her again. I take this as a rejection and move on. I'm grateful for the experience and I learned a lot for the next time, but I do still feel a bit sad and frustrated since we did kiss and I thought she was interested in me. She is interested in you, but she's going through a lot of stuff. Just give her time and it wouldn't surprise me if she comes back into your life. Final part, it says, edit, part of her last tech, I think you're a great dude and also a ton of fun, so I'd be open to being friends, but I'm not looking for anything more. Yeah, just say to her, sorry, I'm only not interested in friendship. If you change your mind, please message me in the future, and then just leave it there. But yeah, credit to this guy for actually, making a movement on this girl. Very brave of you, and yeah, wouldn't surprise me if she comes back into your life in the future. Anyway, that's all, guys. Cheers. See ya.